Sound like very distant.
You can suck my mom.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Technical difficulties.
No. It was clippy cock.
Fuck. Right, I fucked me, boys. I forgot that I've got it set to push to talk, so no one actually heard any of that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Noosphere podcast.
Wow.
I apologize
Wow.
for everything. I didn't have my microphone attached. I forgot I had my microphone set to push to talk. We're joined
Dick.
by James, aka the Mad Magos.
What's that?
Dan, aka Little Willie, and no matter how many times you change your name on Discord, you'll always be known as Little Willie.
I think I've evolved to Tiny Todger now. Thank you very much.
And Alistair, aka Haku.
I'm glad that we have started the first stream of this year as we mean to go on.
Yes.
Maximum production quality
Yeah,
at
just
all
fucking
times.
garbage.
No. You start like shit and then you get better, so
It's
people
only
can
up
see you
from here,
improve.
boys.
Yes.
Only up from
Fuck
here.
that,
So-
we start as we mean to go on.
Yeah. So anyway, today we are talking about the controversial topic of armies we fucking hate. Because, you know, what is...
Quick question.
Yes?
Quick question. What are we drinking?
Gin.
I'm drinking Valkyrie by Lightning Assault Meadery.
Mm.
And probably by the end of this podcast, I'm going to be completely incoherent because this shit is rocket fuel.
And I am drinking Soldiers of Dahomey by Lightning Assault Meadery. And I'm with you, Alistair.
Dan, you
Wow.
drinking motor oil?
I'm drinking my own piss. I'm pulling a Bear
Just
Grylls
as
tonight.
dehydrating as our alcohol. If
No,
not
I'm
worse.
actually I'm drinking some Franciscana,
Ooh,
a Weiss
Ooh.
beer.
a
I
man
like
of
my Weiss
culture.
beer.
I am something of a
And I
man
thought
of
the
culture
dude was
myself.
fucking Bear Grylls in it.
Anyway, as you can probably tell by the thumbnail, there's someone here that doesn't like Necrons. But before we dive into this, if you would like to support the channel, do subscribe to the channel and like this video. It helps us get seen by the algorithm. You can catch us on our Discord and join us on Discord playing games and talking shit and posting things that shouldn't be posted. You can also join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Lightning Assault, and you can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Lightning Assault Meadery. We also have lightningsaltmeadery.com where you can buy nothing at the moment. James, do you want to plug the painting?
Yeah, so if you guys want your stuff painting, you can find me at Mad Magos Paints on Instagram and also Mad Magos Paints on Fiverr.
Yep, and the links are down below.
Links down below.
Dan,
Down
where can we
below
find you?
me on Discord. This Discord.
Always.
Sometimes other Discords, but usually this Discord.
Anyway, so
Well, actually, to be fair, Nathan and Dan can attest to my quality and skill, hopefully.
yeah, man. Well, it depends on when those orcs come in.
Excuse me.
Exposed.
Where they at, James?
Where are they, James?
Yeah, I'm doing them right now as we speak.
He's like, shit! Quick! Anyway, Dan, do you wanna kick us off with the salt?
I fucking hate Necrons.
Why, Dan?
Why? I'll tell you
This has
exactly why.
nothing to do with
There's
last week
one
at all.
reason and one reason only, and that is the reanimation protocols change in 9th edition. It's an awful rule. It's so just convoluted. First of all, how long did it take us to actually figure out how it actually works?
An entire
It's-
4-hour game.
It's 10 paragraphs of dog shit just to say, oh, every time it's shot, you roll some dice. On a 5+, they come back. Right? You don't need 10 paragraphs to explain that. And it's just an awful rule. There's so much that just irks me about this rule.
Dan, you know what you could do?
Yes.
Get good.
Bite me.
Get good.
Exactly.
No, it's the main reason. I think it's just so. It's the rule that I think out of all the different armies that I've played against, and I think by this point, I think I've played against pretty much every army, at least once. But out of all the mechanics and all the rules and all the special abilities, the reanimation protocols have to be by far the most feels bad mechanic, where you can dump 3 rounds of shooting into a unit and nothing happens.
Are you
And it just
speaking from
feels
experience?
absolutely speaking from experience. And it's not just against you; it happened in the other games as well.
Yeah.
Or it's just you're shooting at it, and it feels like you don't even want to shoot the things because it feels it's like a wasted shots. And just every Necron player, they always bring like bricks and bricks of warriors. It just feels bad every time you shoot at it. There's a very high chance of just nothing happening from your shots, and then you think you got them, and then the resurrection orb comes up, and they're all fucking back. And it's just a fucking mess overall. It's bad. I know Nathan's gonna say. No, there's no defense. No, I don't give a shit.
No. I agree with you. No, wait. I agree with you because I did actually review the video, and there was a couple of my models from that big brick of 20. You did kill 4 times.
Yeah, I've killed the same dudes multiple times. Like, okay.
And it's like, you end up with. I wasn't actually expecting to agree. I thought that you were gonna basically hate on Necrons super hard, but yeah, it is a bit.
No, it's just that rule that I have a problem with. I think it was fine in 8th edition. I think 8th edition
the issue is
fine.
without that rule, they're garbage.
There's ways around it though. Other armies have managed to have tanky units quite well, but I feel like they wanted to make Necrons a bit more special, right?
Oh, we got someone in chat, Martin Lawing, who agrees with you. Welcome, Martin.
Thank you for agreeing with me. Please join me in saying
you have validated Dan, and
I think any army that rolls more dice than you in your turn is not good design.
Yeah, I think it's just poor design more than anything. Because the thing is, I like Necrons. I love what they've done in 9th edition with their models. It's a fantastic range refresh. They look cool as hell.
Yeah,
but my god, does it suck to play against them? And the problem is,
what would you do instead? What?
Because
at the start of the command phase, roll a dice for every model that died the last turn.
Yeah, just like it was in 8th edition.
Yeah.
I think the way it was in 8th was fine. If you want them, I know what they're afraid of. They're afraid of that they get blown out of the water straight away, which is true. But there's ways around it. Why? Just give them something like, just give them an innate invuln. They're so, again, there's just this weird workaround where it's like, you can have a 5 of invuln if you have a dude. So everyone has to include the dude. Just all the lists end up very samey with Necron.
Yeah, right? I agree.
Because they revolve so much around like
they
3 crucial units.
Warriors, they revolve around chronomancers, and that is pretty much it. Like, it is warriors and chronomancers, and everything else just pretty much gets pushed to the side.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I don't mind, like, it just feels bad to play against. Like, I'd rather play against an army that just blows me out the water in one turn. Don't get me wrong, there's good contenders for, like, other things that I hate. But I don't hate other armies particularly. It's just the mechanic itself that I just find so awful. It's just bad, man.
I think to sum up Dan's experience, you need to check the Discord images.
Yeah, I'm
looking.
I agree with the resurrection orb, like particularly the way that our game played out. The fact that I managed to get from like 8 to 15 dudes off a single resurrection orb because I had the +1 relic on it. So I actually got slightly more than half of the dudes that were already dead back, and at that point that was pretty much game over.
Yeah, it's just a fucking mess. And again, this is not the first time. It's not like it's the first time I played against Necrons. I've played a few a few games against Necrons. It was
It's
the same
the
thing.
first time you've lost against Necrons. You've always won.
No.
Oh,
on the channel,
Robert. Yeah.
I played against Robert a few times.
I think
it's
the
just
issue is that it's a very difficult mechanic to counter. I mean, salamanders, obviously.
Literally, the only counter is
Flamestorm aggressors.
Flamestorm aggressors. Because there's no other unit in game that puts as much firepower.
Aquilon Terminators with
72
superior
guaranteed shots. 72 guaranteed shots, wounding on a 3, rerolling everything.
Aquilon Terminators with a shooting and a melee phase will wipe a squad of warriors. I've done it before.
But that's in 2 separate phases.
Yeah,
that's 2 separate phases, which is not what you want.
Yeah.
It's not just that. It's like any army, like the Mechanicus can deal with it. You've just got to focus fire. That's the trick.
But a few bad rolls on your part and a few good rolls on the opponent, and it's a complete nothing burger.
Especially when they've got the final.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is that it's when you focus all of that. Like Dan focused. What was it? All the Guardians. It was the Guardians, those bikes, the Knight, all on that unit, all at once.
Yeah, it's just nothing happened.
And they and like for 2 of those units, literally nothing happened because I managed to either save all of the damage, or I actually managed to resurrect them. Martin in chat is just talking about the Sanguinary Guard are not getting back up.
Yeah.
I know, man. I feel you.
I get that. It's just like, and I'm probably going to play devil's advocate against most of the suggestions. But like, for example, the Aldari have the movement on their side, where Necrons are a very.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this is one of the criticisms that I have of Necrons. I do love the army. Obviously, the only army I have is Necrons. But because of the way that they're built, there is only one competitive list with Necrons, which is a shitload of warriors, big bricks of warriors, chronomancers, and using relentlessly expansionist and eternal conquerors. And
herein lies the problem. You're right. The Eldari do have very good movement, but Necrons get in the midfield faster than you because relentless expansionists, and then they hold that midfield, and you can't chip them off.
They're impossible to move.
Literally, he took first turn.
Yeah, I took the center of the field first turn, and
it is just like okay.
I had it the whole game. Like literally, that unit of 20 warriors did not move for the entire game at all.
Yes, and we are also focusing on a specific mission that allows.
It was a specific game. It's true.
It's a specific game.
It allows you to move the objectives. Now,
it wasn't necessarily about the objectives. It's just the midfield. You basically Necrons can happily take the midfield and literally lay themselves out to just block half of the board.
Another aspect of Dan's issue is that even when you beat Necrons, you still don't enjoy the game.
It's just a very drawn out.
It's like punching bricks.
The game so much. Yeah,
they're not going to do anything, but it hurts to punch them.
It's an oppressive army to play.
What I think's interesting is if Dan instead of playing the Aldari had played these Salamanders,
he would have won.
And put a shitload of Necrons, not Necrons, sorry, put a shitload of Blade Guard in that centre to face the Necrons, it would have been like complete opposite.
Yeah, it would have.
Maybe.
And that is again another problem with the Necrons is that they don't like. For example, I was very concerned about Dan's vehicles because
you've got no anti-vehicle.
We do have anti-vehicle, but the problem is it's all extremely random.
Yeah.
So we have the Canoptic Doomstalker and the Doomsday Ark. Now the problem is that both of their main weapons are heavy D6.
Yeah.
Which means you can either roll like an absolute god and just fucking kill a knight in one turn because you rolled a heavy 6 and then you've got all that opportunities, or you roll a 1, you miss, or you fail to wound, and then you're just kind of sat there with your dick in your hand. And the only reliable way, like, I'm amazed that I managed to do as much damage to Dan's knight as I managed to do, because I was basically shooting at it with strength 5 weapons. And the only reason I
you
was
got the
able to do
volume of 5.
Yeah, it was the volume.
yeah, I mean, it was like 30 odd shots. So that was the only way that was really happening. But it does feel bad that there is, with Necrons. I say I like Necrons. Obviously, I am a Necron player. But it does feel bad when there is only one list. There is only one army that works, and everything else is just completely and utterly
There is
useless.
one other list that involves running 3 Catan shards, which is not much better.
Yeah, I mean,
because you
that's
just
fucking
can't kill 'em.
Catan shards, dude. You know, you're going, oh yes, we'll go to the complete opposite, which is where
but
we
they're
have...
still but they're still like they still run bricks of warriors.
Yeah,
That doesn't change.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
And herein lies another issue. Is yes, I can play my salamanders, and I'll probably stomp your warriors. Or it becomes a match of who can you kill my flamestorm aggressors before I get to you, right?
Exactly.
But then it becomes the opposite issue, where I absolutely crush you because it's just straight up a hard counter to your whole army, and then you're having no fun. Because you know, like if you haven't, if you haven't
I
cleared
played an
out
army that
these,
hard counters me in 5th edition, and that was my first game, still with Necrons. And I did this was back when there was a specific rule for power fists that basically meant that they punch through reanimation rolls, which effectively made my army completely worthless. So, you know, I ended up having a really, really bad first game of Warhammer, and I don't think I actually played for about 7 years after that. But
it's just poor game design. When you
have
can
to-
get completely hard countered by
Gonna
one.
have to wrap this one up, boys.
Fuck Necrons.
I would say, honestly, does this not boil down to
Poor
the
game
whole-
design.
every army has a counter army?
Well,
No.
no, I think that is also poor game design. What's the point in having all those different models if you get countered, right? The whole point is you kind of, yes, you can counter certain aspects of it, but
yeah, but
depending on how you build your
I
army,
mean, if there weren't counters and differentiation between the armies, wouldn't every army just end up being the same?
Yeah, but we talk about this from a competitive play scene.
competitive is like very different though, because
Yeah.
in competitive, right, you're playing for the meta, so you will build your armies to kind of counter the main meta armies, which is slightly different.
Let's be honest, as a channel, we kind of go with the competitive meta over the fluffy aspect of things.
I'd like to think we're somewhere in between.
Yeah, I think
we
we're
don't
half
really,
and half, definitely.
we don't play like. First of all, I'm speaking for myself here. I don't have the skill to play like at a very competitive level. Right, I'm not the best player, and my lists are not. None of the lists I built are like the competitive meta ones. Like, I don't think I have a single list that is like what people play at the tournaments. Part of that is because I don't have the models. Part of that is because I do like running the stuff that I like. Like I said, I picked Space Marines up, and I built Salamanders because I just like the models and I love Flamers and Melters. It's not the meta pick for Space Marines, but I just like those guys. So I'm running them. That's as far as my competitive. I mean, I'll make the best list I can with the stuff I have.
What you've got,
but,
Right, Dan. Before we move on, say the lines. The meme is up.
My wife left me.
The other one.
My other wife left me.
Turning point Imperium.
All these wives left
Hey, Necrons. Love me, Salamanders. Simple as.
Boss. Anyway, let's move on to Alistair. What's an army you hate, Alistair?
Believe it or not, I hate Space Marines.
Space Marines.
Oh,
Why though?
Why? Well, because they have too many models.
I agree.
To be honest, actually, it's less a Space Marine and more like the whole Imperium in general.
Okay.
I mean, they are. This escalated.
Yeah.
8
it's just-
enemies.
8 EVs, 8
I do.
Marines.
No, it seems like there's with a lot of their models nowadays. It just seems to be this endless rehashing of the same thing. I know why Games Workshop wanted to create the Primaris Marines, or at least I have some theories as to why. They wanted to
I think
adjust
there's
the
many
scale.
reasons.
Sorry?
I think there's many reasons why
Yeah.
they made Space Marines.
Yeah, but
I think it was
fucking Space Marines. Like, why do they have
they needed a refresh.
40 different options for the same?
I
everything?
agree that they have far too many data sheets. They have about 5 times as many data sheets as the next biggest army.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And it's just like the thing is that from
Honestly,
from that standpoint, like the Space Marines are the everything army because you can change their you can basically tool any of the models.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Martin's
kind of
just-
the whole point. They're meant to be very flexible.
yeah.
So Martin's saying, so which faction are you talking about there, Martin?
I believe he plays Blood Angels.
Ah, right. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, the worst thing about Space Marines is not necessarily that they've got too many options, but because there is always a meta chapter, and that's really irritating. In that you can build out your army of Space Marines, and based from perhaps one edition to the next, you can have your army either be super overpowered, like I think it was it Iron Fists
Iron
or
Hands,
something like
yeah.
that? Yeah, Iron Hands. Like they for a while in 8th edition were completely broken.
They're also pretty much
Still
top
completely
tier now.
Yeah, and it just devalues, in my opinion, the broad plethora. I'd be quite happy for Space Marines to have a lot of different data sheets. If they, like I know that there are a couple of different land raiders for specific founding
Yeah.
legions.
The issue is they've got so many data sheets and they're all shit.
Yeah, like so many of them just serve no purpose. Like we were talking last week about what was it? Was it Librarian or an Inquisitor in Terminator armor? And
the
the model
Inquisitor in
literally doesn't
Terminator armor.
exist. It doesn't exist. Why
Yeah.
does that data sheet exist? You can't actually buy the model. You have to either kit bash it or create something, which is fine. Okay. Games Workshop wants to encourage modeling and
No, they don't.
encourage that part.
No,
No,
they don't.
apparently no.
Bullshit.
No, they don't.
They really
and-
don't.
Which is weird in that they've got these. If they don't want to encourage modeling, why do they have these data sheets?
What they
Why do
want,
they exist?
what they want to do is encourage diversity through Space Marines, because every single newbie player will pick up and look at Space Marines and think, yeah, they're fucking cool.
And
Unless
I thought the space skeletons were cool when I started back back up in 8th, and I thought, yes, I like the evil space skeletons rather than the fucking Space Marines. But that
let's
says
be
more about me than necessarily the
I think
community. at
Space
large.
Marines
Yeah.
are about like.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Let's be honest, Space Marines are cool as fuck. They are. No
Yeah.
matter what
No, they
anybody
are.
says, Space Marines are cool as fuck.
They
Whether
are.
it's Firstborn, Primaris, whatever, they are
Cool.
really, really cool.
They're not
They
cool. They suffer from
Yeah.
exactly the same problem as Superman.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're not though. They're not.
I think he
Lore-wise,
means in the
they're not.
lore, not in tabletop.
I mean, they
not
are the
entertaining.
protagonists. They are the protagonists
Yeah.
of the thing. Like you can't
Yeah,
Well, the
I agree. And they suffer
write a
from-
book, right, where the protagonists suck shit and you don't care about them.
The best bit about 40k is when you're taken in from the first point of view, you think the Space Marines are like, oh,
Good
they're
guys.
like the ultimate champions of humanity. Oh yeah, the fucking. And then you realise that realistically, if you delve deep enough, that fucking Terror is the Hitler. Yeah, no, you realise the Imperium is the Hitler of the 41st millennium. And if you
Yeah.
really are a liberal, you'll go with a Tau.
No,
That's communist.
Well, no, the Tau suffer from their. Well, we can circle back to that later. The Tau suffer from their own problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's like ultimately there is no good guy.
That's,
Kinda
that's
like
the
the
idea.
main
The whole
thing.
point of Warhammer 40k is that there's no good guys.
Yeah.
Even the
And that's
salamanders
the
will
beauty of it.
willingly burn Eldar children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck 'em.
Yeah, okay. I haven't read that short story, but that sounds pretty grim.
That's what you get for having pointy ears, dude. Clip that shit off.
Call me Monkai again, motherfucker.
Call me Monkai again, motherfucker. I dare you. Call me Monkai again.
Listen to the lamentation of their children.
Vulcan, what is best in life?
Your enemies driven before you. Oh no, there's a line before.
And to hear the crackling skin of the children.
Oh fuck! Yeah. No,
Anyway, genocide aside,
I still maintain that I'm not overly fond of Space Marines. I think
That's
they just
fine.
need a little bit of trimming. Really.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a counter argument to that. It's very. I think it's very good that there is so many different chapters with so many different playstyles. I think that's a key thing about Space Marines. I think that's where the variety is actually key. And
Because they are
I think it's more about like I get some trimming. It's more about like adjusting certain things potentially.
Yeah.
But
Like-
I think it's key because every chapter has its own like identity and playstyle. Like the models I play in Salamanders suck ass in every other army,
Yeah.
right? But they're fantastic in Salamanders. And same thing, you know, Blood Angels and their the Vanguard veterans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I mean, Vanguard vets go in every army, but you know what I mean. They're like great
Sanguinary
in that
Guard, yeah.
army, you know. And they got this Sanguinary Guard and a bunch of other stuff. White Scars with the bikes and stuff. They all like make use of specific things, and I think that's great. It's great that every chapter kind of has its own identity
I
and
guess
makes use of a certain set of
I think
models.
what you genuinely need to identify is the difference between startup gamers and veteran gamers. A veteran gamer will reluctantly go to Space Marines to win a tournament.
I mean, meta is meta.
But a startup player will, like someone who's new to the hobby and everything, will gravitate to Space Marines because there is so much diversity.
Yeah.
Even
But then they'll go and
even though
play
that type
Imperial Fist because they think they're cool and they'll get their ass completely pounded to dust.
Yes, but that's not the point. The whole point is from a Games Workshop point of view. And let's be honest, let's like take a step back and we talk about armies we love and we hate. But Space Marines probably draw what 60-70% of the player base in.
Correct,
and
which
then
is why they should be better balanced than they are.
exactly.
I don't know. I think they're.
And then,
I think Space Marines are.
no. You need the Space Marines to do what they do, like Nathan says. You need the Space Marines to do what they do, and then as people become, shall we say, more educated in lore, in the the fantasy side of things, then
Yeah,
they
they
will
branch out to other
then they will
factions.
gravitate to other armies and they'll want to play Eldar because Eldar, for
They're
whatever reason,
fucking
are
hot. Holy
cool.
shit! Have you seen those titties, dude? Oh my god!
Yeah, they want to play Chaos Marines because all the reason.
Have you seen the dicks? Oh my god!
Exactly. They might have been drawn in by fucking Ultramarines, but then they see fucking Slaneshi cult and they're like,
Oh
"Oh
my
yeah, I'm all
God.
about the obsession. Bank me one out every fucking day of the week."
Yeah, no, it's true. They are like the starter army. To be honest, I was kind of with you. For a long time, I didn't like Space Marines either. I remember, like, was it when did Dark Angels come out and they got their own codex? It fucking everyone.
Yeah.
Every time you ask someone, I was like, oh yeah, I play Warhammer. I was like, oh, you play Warhammer? Cool. What'd you play? Everyone's, oh, Dark Angels. All right.
Do you want to segue onto my most hated army? As you
It's the
just
Dark
said
Angels.
it.
Really?
Yes.
Go on. I'm
all right.
curious.
So, two directions here. A, in the lore, they're fucking boring and they're not doing anything with them. They're just a bunch of paranoid fucks. Right, that's their thing. They're paranoid.
It is.
Okay. And they're
Primarch
hunting
is
their
good.
traitor legion down. They're dicking around for the past 20, 30,000 years doing fuck all. Literally nothing. Like, what are they achieving?
Hunting stuff.
They're hunting like a couple of guys.
Yeah,
That's it.
but they're very
It's not a
spooky.
couple of guys, is it? It's a couple of thousand guys.
I mean,
Whoop de fucking
whatever.
do.
Yeah, but
Like,
a couple
you're
of
not
thousand
dying.
guys in the scale of Warhammer 40k in the universe is practically no one.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that they're like spooked that these guys know the secrets or whatever. Why they just go, no, it never happened.
It's nobody, but to them, it's everyone.
Yeah, they're actually like a bit spurgy.
They are.
Let's be honest.
And the lion's
Ah,
he's kind of a shit. He's just a fucking whiny ass fucking paranoid asshole.
He's a bit of a douche nozzle. I'm with you.
And
I think he's
asleep.
overhyped.
And they'll just keep him asleep until they want to make a new model. And he's a plot device. He's just a
He's
plot
literally
device.
a plot device. Like all the missing Primarchs are plot devices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hey, you
I don't
back
know.
off.
So aside from it being completely fucking boring, bland, uninteresting, they're more bland than the Ultramarines as far as lore goes.
No.
Oh, well, I think you're probably right, actually.
The Ultramarines have had their
No.
tits slapped. They've got fucking Cato Sicarius, who's a huge asshole,
Oh,
who then became not a huge
man.
asshole.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Oh,
Like, at least they had growth. The
Yeah.
Dark Angels have not grown
The
in
Dark
any way.
Angels have always been dark and mysterious
Yeah.
and whatever
Oh, we
forever,
wear
and they
hoods.
haven't moved in years.
We
They
wear
haven't done anything.
hoods. And on the tabletop, they've got Ravenwing. They've got what's it called? Deathwing.
Deathwing.
They've got Greenwing. What does everybody play? Fucking nothing but Terminators. Literally nothing but Terminators. Their entire 2,000 points is Terminators. Why?
Well,
Because you
Terminators
can't
are
wound them on
Terminators.
anything less than a 4.
Yeah,
Great.
perma transhuman is kind of dumb.
Like, I hate them the same reason Dan hates Necrons, because everything you shoot at them doesn't fucking matter.
It feels bad, yeah.
It's just boring. They're just boring. It's just an army full of Terminators that you don't get to kill that fast.
I have a counter argument.
Okay.
Have you considered repenting, Nathan?
Asmodai! Repent!
Have you considered?
What's interesting is his counter argument the fucking Necron argument. Go on.
I don't know. It's just I think I'd rather play against Dark Angels, but yeah, it's the same sort of feels bad to shoot
Yeah,
at.
right. Dark Angels are literally 4 Necron warriors in one body.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Oh
if
yeah,
you-
Martin makes a good point. That fucking secondary. That stupid fucking secondary.
Oh yeah,
Stubborn
it's just-
Defiance.
dude,
Fuck Stubborn Defiance. That is the most broken secondary in the entire game. More
Okay,
broken
so-
than
so
most.
clue
Oh, this is
me
the
in,
other
what
thing.
is-
That's the other
what is
fucking
it?
thing, right? They get Stubborn Defiance and Oath.
Right, so just clue me in. What is Stubborn Defiance?
Okay,
and
pick
what
an
is
objective, and if you hold it, you get 3 points.
Every
Well,
turn.
just
Every
every
turn.
turn, just 3 points.
Yep.
Yep.
And you don't have to do anything special.
No, you
No.
just pick your own objective, and you hold it for the entire game. And that's
You
it.
So-
you're basically, in theory, right? You can actually do that with fucking servitors.
Yeah, and now
you're
consider
thinking-
this, right? So Dark Angels playing the priority targets mission can pick priority targets, Stubborn Defiance, and Oath. And
And then basically
and that's it.
capture one objective, and then that's it. They
Yeah.
get all their secondary from just one.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
good night. Thanks for playing. Enjoy trying to shoot these 10 Deathwing Terminators off this objective that are scoring me like 12 fucking points a turn.
Yeah, of course they'll be
Yeah.
inside a building as well, because you just move the things.
How would
Yeah.
you like?
Not to mention that they are. Not to mention they are 2 up, save 4 up invuln.
Yes.
What?
Because
Yeah, Alistair's like, oh shit.
What?
they got storm shields.
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god! So you could in theory get a -1 if you had a building, you could get -1 to hit the fucking thing,
Yes.
and then a 2 up, 4 up.
No.
Oh fuck! And let me guess, they've got like 3 wounds each or something stupid like
Yes.
that.
Yep.
Okay, I that was an exaggeration. I thought it was going to be 2. I was hoping to be corrected for
No,
2.
it's 2 up, 4 up. Can only be wounded on 4+.
But fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah, so basically you just have a shitload of
would you like
Terminators
to
just sat
check my
there
ball
going.
in
Do you want to know something cool, Alistair? Do you know how they decided to keep them not too oppressive?
Yeah.
They can't fall back.
No.
Oh well, lardy fucking da. They're Terminators. With
Never surrender.
it's like the Terminators. Why would they need to fall back?
And for 5 points, every squad can take an upgrade that allows them to deny the witch.
Hey, that's oh yeah, the Watchers in the Dark.
Oh, just great. Well, I mean, I don't play an army that's even psychic, so I don't particularly give a fuck. But even still,
It's bananas.
that is pretty. That is actually pretty bananas.
Yeah, the bikes have been busted too, to be honest.
Yeah.
The Raven Wing bikes are kind of.
Oh, the guys with
mean.
plasma.
Yep.
What are they fucking called?
They abuse the shit out of plasma as a faction, like straight up. They use Hellblasters, don't they?
Oh, they also have the most overpowered apothecary in the game.
Oh
he's
yes,
on a
they got
jet
the
bike.
apothecary on fucking bike, of course.
This is weird because we kind of picked 4 different armies, and we all basically agree with each other as to why
Except
it's all
James.
shit. You know,
It's not even that. They have the most broken chaplain in the game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
so they have broken apothecaries, broken chaplains, broken Terminators.
Yeah, they're hands down like the best Space Marine faction. I think. I don't think.
Yeah, I
any-
think they are, yeah. Oh, Iron Hands. Sorry, Iron Hands are better.
I mean, Iron Hands,
But at
but
least-
it's neck and neck.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Martin's saying, and they can teleport.
Oh yeah,
okay.
their
they're
entire
just-
army can deep
yeah.
strike. Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, and if you have a Raven Wing bike squad, or is it Green Wing bike squad, they can teleport within 3 inches of an enemy model.
3
Yeah.
inches.
I believe so.
Oh right, so you can just teleport, and I assume they can charge afterwards.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course they can. They can charge afterwards. You know what? Dark Angels, fuck off the edge of my
And
dick.
and they're
That
not
sounds
even top tier. They're like
How-
tier 1, tier 2. Because Iron Hands are better because of their
Oh, right.
character dreadnoughts with. But I don't know.
Okay.
I don't mind playing against Iron Hand.
They're still annoying with the feel no pains and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I played a lot against John back in 8th edition when he was playing Iron Hands.
yeah.
It was pretty cancerous. I'm not
I mean,
gonna
8th
lie.
edition Iron Hands was cancerous because the data sheets were wildly different and the rules were wildly different.
Their shooting was mean in
Yeah,
that
in
first.
9th edition,
Well, all turns actually.
they're still mean as fuck, but I think the rules are less feel as bad as they were. Like, they're still really strong, but at the same time, it doesn't feel quite as, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me done. All that's left, no pressure, is James.
Right.
I mean,
He's like, fuck.
he's
No, I'm not like
Tell us your deepest, darkest hatred.
honestly.
Let it
The players. His most hated Warhammer faction is the players.
He's just, I hate you guys. I hate playing against all.
It's for the nerds, bro.
like everybody knows me, if they've been listening to the channel for long enough, knows that I'm a fluffy player, and I genuinely don't fucking hate any specific army. I don't. I think they're all really cool in their own ways. What really fucks me off though is GW not giving fucking the current meta armies the options that they've got, aka I will say straight off the top of my head, God. And one of the biggest fucking booms for God is Katachans. And it's all about the models. Like, why the
They do
fuck
suck.
have Katachans not got a decent upgrade on a model? The HQ fucking the Katachan fucking
Sure.
HQ unit is fine, but the troops option is diabolical. Just please, for fuck's sake, all you've got to do to make an entire army viable is upgrade and renew the troops choice.
I agree with you on that one. Ultimately, I don't think you should touch Necrons with a 10-foot barge pole because, yeah, they just get crazy. But yeah, I like with a lot of the armies that are not kind of outside the meta. It just does seem like there are some really obvious things that Games Workshop could do to
Well,
level things up a
like,
little bit.
let's be honest, right? You look at the Katachan infantry squad against the Katachan command squad. The command squad, beautiful models, even stand up. Even though they're probably 7 to 10 years old, like stand up, like they're actually in proportion. Like you can use them now, and they wouldn't look out of place. The fucking infantry squad, though, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's some
Their heads are
old ass
really-
fucking models. There's some old ass models in 40k. I mean, shit. I've been working on Eldar. And oof.
Oh,
Some of those, dude. Some of the models are so old. Like even the plastic kits are so old. The plastic doesn't even feel like the new ones, dude. Even the
No.
plastic is shit.
like the oldest model that the Eldar currently have on the table, as in regularly, were modeled in 1986.
I was going to say they're older than us.
Yeah, dude.
like,
Well, the
legitimately.
Reapers, 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Love the Reapers.
They're not older than me.
Yeah,
All right,
I
old
mean,
man.
we're old
they
fuckers,
share a
so-
birthday.
They share a birthday. But yeah, I mean, if I think we're all in agreement that of all the possible armies that need a refresh right now, it's Eldar.
Yeah.
It's not just Eldar. I'm with Alan.
Honestly, dude, seriously, fucking Eldar. Eldar have had a decent refresh. I mean,
Not really.
the Katachan guard,
No.
like,
But
you
no,
look
God needs some help. The
Yeah,
units
God,
for
they
God
need
needs help.
help. Yeah, we were talking before the podcast, and I found an image of the Katachan jungle fighters.
Mhm.
They are dog.
I don't know whether you can get that up, Nathan.
They're
but,
laughable. I'll try.
yeah, I mean, even the ones that they have on that's an image from the web store, and the
Laughable.
modeling is obviously sus. The painting is not fantastic either, but the one that really set me off is actually the guy in the third row.
I mean, that's
Who's pointing it to fire, looking like he's aiming his las gun off to the left, because it's just like his fucking musculature is just fucked. These
it's
people,
bigger than Space Marines.
Love me
It's like
steroids.
not exactly love me steroids, love the emperor.
One
I
of them
like-
looks like he's got
I like
cerebral
that-
palsy.
I like that they
And
couldn't be fucked to paint them
genuinely-
so much that the entire knife is just painted in lead belcher.
Yeah.
Dip that fucker
Right.
in, dude.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you can see what I mean. It's on the screen now. It's just fucked.
It's fucking
It
horrible.
looks so
But the
fucking awful.
thing is, that's what fucks us off the most, right? The Katachans, like, are so full of lore, like, they're embedded in the whole situation, the whole lore situation, one of the biggest Imperial Guard units, other than the fucking Cadians, ever. And the best bit about it is, all they need to do is change one kit, which is the infantry squad. Because if you look at the Katachan command squad, like these days,
I think they're better off selling upgrade sprues for each of the regiments instead of making an individual kit for each of the regiments. Because from a business perspective, they would lose a shitload of money making individual infantry kits for each of the regiments. I think there would be better business and better for players to just sell an upgrade kit.
Yeah, but at least then they can actually make the basic mod better.
The thing is, you see that, you look at the Katachan command squad and the quality of the images on
who
there.
buys it?
To be honest, even the fucking Cadian, I know what you're saying, Nathan. Even the fucking Cadian kit is old and dog shit.
Well, it's not who would buy it. You look at the Katachan command squad, right? And if you actually upgraded the Katachan infantry squad to today's standards, like the individual models that was done, like for the whole like Slime Malbro and the alien fucking hashtag, they're not hunting aliens, but the hunting alien with a black guy and everything. Like, you look at that command squad stands up to current day standards. It's just,
the special, was it you talking about that special
Katachan command squad?
Yeah, the Katachan guy, was it?
Yeah,
he wasn't he a limited
he's
edition.
Talking about the Colonel, Katachan Colonel.
Yeah, the limited edition.
Exactly.
Limited edition.
And the Katachan command squad box set that it's been out for years actually does stand up to the test of time. If you look at the fucking
compare them,
it does
to the Cadian shock troops, though. Like, in terms of the quality of the model, the Cadian shock troops, their heads are all about 3 sizes smaller.
No, they're not. If you look at the actual Katachan command squad, they're not.
No. I'm talking specifically about the difference between the Katachan jungle fighters and the Cadian shock troops. Like, the Cadians look better.
Yeah, of course they do. And that's what I'm saying. It is literally one kit GW need to fucking fix, which is literally the Katachan infantry squad, because the command squad you can leave alone, you can run and it'll be fine. It's just the infantry squad that fucks everything else about the army up, because you can run the tanks, and the tanks are fine because they're just general guard tanks, and artillery or artillery tanks. It is literally just that one specific squad that you need to fix. And that's what fucks it up.
I think they're probably going to release Plastic Krieg before they do any other regiment.
I mean, I'm down for Krieg. They already got plastic.
But only kill team.
The aesthetic of the Krieg, to be honest.
And again, that fucks us off even more.
I know, right? No, I'm with you. It's Imperial Guardsmen need a bit of help, bless them. They look a bit dog. And it's not just Katachan. I mean, how about the Vostroyans and all the other fuckers? I want to see, was it Valhallans and was it the Sand dudes are pretty cool. Forget the name. Talon.
This fucking abomination, the second image.
Beautiful.
What is that?
Oh, the Middlestorm priest.
Thousands and thousands of years of inbreeding. That's what that is.
That looks like Castellan Creed adorned a robe.
It looks like someone's fucking crossed a human with an ogre.
Yeah, a lot of Imperial Guard kits are metal.
Yeah, they have a lot of
metal.
Metal is just
all of the named HQs are metal, I believe, and some of them have been converted to resin finecast.
I'd take the metal ones over finecast, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, when you look at them, the models stand up to the test of time. It really is the Katachans that, like, really just fucking, I don't know, been injected with steroids times 10.
Or you can just bite the bullet and just do death strikes and that can be your army. Death Strikes and Manticores all day.
I mean, we tried a Death Strike once, and it went off.
It did.
I don't think it did anything.
It didn't do anything.
No.
I didn't have the CP to make it do what it needed to do.
But it shouldn't have to have CP spent on it.
Yeah, the Death Strike sucks ass. For a nuke, it was very underwhelming.
Yeah, it killed like 2 Blade Guard.
But you know what's funny? Imperial Guard do have a fantastic kit, and it's the Militarum Tempestus ones.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, the Tempestus Scions do.
If they would bring them to the Scions standard, oh my god! Yeah. I mean, I love. Dude, I was tempted to play Tempestus Scions just because those.
Can I move things forward?
Yes, mate.
The army that really fucks me off.
Oh fucking hell! Now we get to it. You got like 8 minutes, mate.
Right, the really army that fucks me off that we don't have. Dark Mechanical.
It's not even a faction and it upsets him, dude.
Exactly, that's my fucking point, right? The Dark Mechanicum isn't even a faction. And the fact that the Mechanicum, because we have the Mechanicus.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna
let you finish, but I'm gonna let you finish, okay? Listen to me. Before we started this podcast, you said that everyone was wanting new factions and it pissed you off. And now you're saying you want a new faction.
And you are asking for a new faction.
It's not a new faction,
yes,
right?
It is. It doesn't exist.
Not.
Is there on the Games Workshop web store an option where you can tick Dark Mechanicum? There isn't. You're asking for a new faction, Jay.
No, I'm not. Right. All right. Whoa. Right, take a step back. All right, here's another take on it, right? Forge World have done so many models for the Mechanicus. Yes? And we have, in the 40k universe, we have the Mechanicum. And everybody needs to realise there is a big difference between the Mechanicus and the Mechanicum. And it's a law point of view, and it's a religious point of view within the law.
I mean, you explain to me what the difference between cuss and cum is.
The Mechanicus,
one of them's another kind of milk.
Other than ion offload. So the dark, not even the dark. Sorry, the Mechanicus and the Mechanicum. Right. So we have the Mechanicum right now in the 40k universe.
No, that's the Mechanicus. Mechanicus is the current one.
Thank you. Okay. And it's basically a level of technology. Let's be honest. It is the machine cult of Mars.
That's
originally believed in the Mechanicum, and then after the heresy, you had the Mechanicus and the Mechanicum, and then you end up with a Mechanic.
Basically, it used to be the cult Mechanicum was the old Earth, old Terra, the cult of the machine that was started, and after the Horus heresy, the cult Mechanicus or the Adepta Mechanicus is the current admech that we know, the actual militant branch of the.
So what really winds me up is the fact that we have a 30k setting with all of these units, like fucking the big engines of war, and yet you can't use Forge World models in the current setting.
I'm going to be blunt here. I do not want an entire faction to exist that is only purchasable from Forge World.
No.
And I say this as a Custodes player.
Been there, done that.
I don't want Forge World to be responsible for an entire army.
No.
You don't have to be. That's the beauty of it.
I'm looking at the Adeptus Mechanicus, and there's only 3 models available from Forge World that are actually listed as being them.
Yeah, you talk
Exactly.
because you're looking at the 40k models. There's also a shitload of 30k
if I
models.
hit the oh yeah, here we go.
Horus Heresy.
Yeah, Horus Heresy, Mechanicum, 46 models. Okay, yeah,
And
okay.
there are some amazing models, to be honest.
I'm looking at some of them now,
Exactly.
and they
And that's the fucking point. They are amazing models, beautiful models.
yeah, they are.
You don't have to be able to take them into the 41st millennium and span them. Just like Space Marines have access to fucking, what do you call it, when they get access to Leviathan dreadnoughts and shit
Relic
like that.
weapons, yeah.
Relic weapons. Why not give fucking the Adeptus Mechanicus the equivalent of?
Well, that's simple. They're not Space Marines. Fuck you.
He's
Well,
right.
exactly. And this really, really, really does fuck me off because I kind of like Games Workshop as a company is supposed to be all about profit, and I get that from a company point of view.
Yeah, they're losing money if they don't bring the.
If you want to survive, like you have to be able to fucking maximize profit margins. I've got no problem in that. Like fucking, I get that. Like the lore is amazing. Let's be honest.
They would make more money if they brought all of the 30k models into 40k as well. I think it's just they can't be fucked to write the rules, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. Is just finding
you're
some
right.
kind of rules for them.
You're right.
Like, the Master Asterius is 347 quid, and it looks sick.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, it's writing the rules for it. Like, well, how
Dude,
do
the
you do that?
fucking the equivalent of the Castellan robots, the Mechanicum Thanatar Siege Automata. That is cool as fuck.
And I think there's another issue. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want more Forge World models in 40k. It's just I don't want it. I really don't want it to end up like Custodes, where more than half your army has to come from Forge World if you want to be in any way sort of competitive.
I mean, I have one Forge World model for Necrons, and that's the Tesseract Arc, and two actually, because I've got the Construct as well.
Well, exactly.
What that actually does piss me off is the fact that the our only like sort of night level option is only available for Forge World.
But this is what pisses me off, and this is why I say I don't hate any particular faction. What pisses us off is the model range, because the Dark Mechanicum can be easily fucking changed, and you can take Adeptus Mechanicus units and give them an upgrade sprue or equivalent to turn them to Dark Mechanicum. Likewise, you can take 30k units, give them the equivalent of fucking Lords of War or
I mean, I don't know. I think they need to sort out Lords of War in general because fuck me, does it suck to take them?
Yeah.
Well, it's not even
unless you're playing like Death Guard or that's it.
It's not even that. It's like I say, like the fact that fucking we're talking about as a company, you want to maximize profits, and as a game, you want to maximize units. Like I genuinely don't understand why.
Because it's a fucking ball ache to write more rules and balance them.
It's not though.
It is. It is for GW, mate. They can't balance not 9th edition, can they? Have a look at the state of balance, and they've got more codexes to release, and you want them to write more rules.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just too much.
The issue is primarily that the way that the senior management of GW actually view the people that write the rules is they view them as overhead, not as an actual revenue generation area. So
so I'll put it another way. You put all the time, the R&D, etc., into creating a specific model.
Yeah, but the thing is that would you want codexes to be £10 more expensive? Because that's how they would pay for that.
No,
all the codexes and all the rulebooks would be.
You're missing the point. The model is already being created for 30k. So why wouldn't you give it the rules for 40k and just say
Because
it's a
that will take
fucking...
away time from writing new rules for Space Marine.
Yes.
Space Marines that you've yet still develop.
I don't know, man. Space Marines don't have that many fucking rules. Some of the new
Exactly.
factions are even worse.
Like that's what I don't understand. Like I could get if they were lagging behind, but they're not. They've got the model, they've got the sculpt, it's in production, it's been bought. Like it will literally take 15, 20 minutes to write a set of rules for it and
takes
put
a
it
lot
out
longer
there.
than
It takes longer than that, Jay.
Game
It does.
design takes fucking ages.
I'm gonna counter argue that they already have templates for all this shit. It really wouldn't be that hard to make models be very similar to existing ones.
Exactly. That's my point.
Like, come on, a lot of them are just like analogous to stuff that we already have. It's not like they have it's a new faction and they have to have some fancy
it might be
wacky
combinations
shit.
of those because if they're analogous to things that aren't actually already in, say, that faction's toolkit, they might interact in very strange ways.
Well, they're bothered about that.
Here's another way to look at it, right? Let's say they pay a game designer to write new rules for a Space Marine captain, right? And they release those rules. How many players are going to buy that captain? How many players are going to buy that captain?
Yeah, but we're not talking about captain here.
Right. Now, if they spend the time developing rules for a random Forge World model for Dark Mechanicus, how many players are going to buy that model?
That's
honestly,
probably about the same amount that are gonna buy the fucking captain.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reason why it took them absolutely forever to release Plastic Systems is because they wanted to make sure that there was enough people for
We've hit the hour mark, and I feel we've diverged as far as we can.
No, but that's fucked up because they've already produced the model.
I know what you're saying. I think they just don't want to bring too many units from Forge World. I think they recognize that it is in a way detrimental to the game, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm with them. I don't want more Forge World shit. Yes, the models are cool. Don't get me wrong. I love some of the Forge World models, but
I'd rather they spent time fixing what already exists in plastic than bringing across more from resin. Yeah,
but I think making new kits, I'm pretty sure that is extremely expensive.
Yes, it is.
Tooling and sculpting and all of that is extremely expensive.
That's what makes it so fucking interesting because, let's be honest, they are taking Warhammer 30k to plastic.
Rumors.
Next 30k box set is Imperial Fists versus.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I take it back. Yes,
and it has the fucking Land Raider that is currently in resin that is going to plastic.
Well, I don't think that was confirmed. That's actually going to plastic.
Are you honestly telling me you're going to be able to go to and buy a brand new box set that includes Forge World resin?
I mean, you're right, but I wouldn't put it past Games Workshop, to be honest.
Bollocks, I guarantee it's plastic.
I mean, it'll be cool as hell if it's plastic, because it is a nice model. I would say no to it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm gonna play 30k.
Nope.
No.
Not interested.
It's just another First of all, 30k is still based on the old 7th edition rules, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Which are talking about upgrading. But what's interesting is they've already put Primaris models in the 30k setting, believe it or not.
No, they haven't. No, you can't. No. There's no way they got Primaris dudes in 30k, dude.
2 seconds.
Doesn't make any sense.
2 seconds. Does it not? Does it not really?
Okay. I mean,
No.
I'm looking at the box set, and no, it doesn't.
No, all right, okay. 2 seconds.
No, it makes
Mark
it makes
4
literally.
Marines, Mark
2
3
seconds.
Marines, Cataphracti, Tartaros,
I'm gonna ruin your lives right now if you're saying that.
and
because
a looks like a
already
Spartan,
been-
a plastic Spartan tank.
Yep.
Robert Gilliman requested the Primaris at the end of the Horus Heresy, dude.
And
The
then
problem,
spent
the
10,000
problem, the
years
problem
playing.
is, no, Dan. From a law point of view, there is Primaris Marines that were there in fucking the Horus Heresy.
Nah, no way did Cole shit those guys out within a few years, man.
Anyway, I'm going to end it there because we've diverged way too far, and it's gone past an hour. And yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in and listening. You can catch us next Sunday at 7 p.m. for our next podcast, and you can join us next Thursday at 7 p.m. for our weekly battle report. No idea what's going to be played. Has anybody got any ideas? Any suggestions?
I get out of quarantine, so I could potentially bring my Necrons.
No.
No.
I think
No,
we'll try and keep the variety going.
Yeah, I only have one army, so
I
could
mean,
play
if you would like to
guard.
learn to play a new army, you're welcome to borrow one of ours.
I can awkwardly play guard for your entertainment. I want them cannons.
Cannons.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'd play a shooter. Anyway,
Yeah, we'll decide.
yeah.
We'll decide over the next few days anyway. But yeah, you can catch us next Wednesday at 7 for our battle report. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If not, leave a comment and let us know why you did or didn't. Also, let us know which army you hate the most, and I'll delightfully read them and tell them to James. Right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Mwah!
Love you.